The night was quieter than usual, so quiet that even the moonlight seemed to pause, as if it had stumbled upon a secret it wasn't supposed to witness. And in that stillness, a 20-year-old boy named Adil found himself standing outside a small library at the corner of the old street, staring at a woman who looked like she carried the weight of 1,000 unspoken stories. She was 40, elegant, calm, divorced, and alone, yet somehow glowing with a strange kind of grace that made Adil forget the rest of the world existed. He didn't know her name. He didn't know her past. But he knew one thing the moment their eyes met, his heart had recognized something his mind could not explain. Before the story unfolds, dear viewers, if this opening touched your heart even a little, then please show your love to our channel Whispers of Kindness. Don't forget to like, share, comment your thoughts, and subscribe so we can keep bringing you stories that whisper to your soul. Adil pushed the glass door and stepped inside the library. His fingers trembled, though he had no reason to be nervous. He was young, life was still a blooming flower to him, but something about this woman made him feel like a child who had wandered into a sacred place. She was arranging books on a shelf, her long hair gently brushing her shoulders. When she looked up and smiled politely, Adil felt that smile break through places inside him he never knew were locked. Assalamu alaikum. He managed. Walaikum assalam, she replied softly, her voice warm but heavy, as if each word had walked through memories before reaching her lips. He spent the next hour pretending to look for books, but in truth, he was watching her, how she carried herself with dignity, how her eyes held storms behind silent walls, how her loneliness seemed to be wrapped in layers of calm. Before leaving, he gathered the courage to speak again. Do you own this place? She shook her head gently. No, just work here. My name is Mariam, and I'm Adil, he said, trying not to sound overly eager. That night, he went home, confused. She was twice his age. A divorcee. A woman who probably had lived more pain than he had lived years. But the heart never asks permission from logic. It only knows what it feels. Over the next several days, Adil found excuses to visit the library. Sometimes he came with a book, sometimes without one, and slowly, Mariam's reserved expressions softened. She started noticing the innocence in his questions, the purity in his admiration, and the gentleness in his presence. She hadn't smiled truly in years, not since her marriage ended, leaving her broken and frightened of loving again. One rainy afternoon, the power went out in the library. Adil was reading by the window while Mariam checked her phone for updates. Darkness filled the room slowly, but it wasn't frightening. There was something beautiful about the moment, something that brought two lonely souls closer. Do you ever feel, Adil asked suddenly, that some people are just meant to meet? She was startled by his question, not because it was strange, but because it touched a wound she had buried deep. You're young, she whispered. Life will bring you many people, people your age, people with fewer complications, people who won't come with a painful past like mine. He stood up and walked closer, his voice steady despite the shadows. But none of those people are you. Her breath caught. She wanted to step back, but her heart wouldn't let her. It had been so long since someone looked at her, not with pity, not with judgment, but with admiration. That day marked the beginning of something neither of them had planned. Their conversations grew deeper. They shared stories, laughed softly, and carried each other's emotional baggage without even realizing it. Adil told her about his dreams, his goals, his simple joys. Mariam told him about the hollow years after her divorce, how she rebuilt herself piece by piece, how she learned to survive alone. Days turned into weeks, and Adil's heart grew filled with her presence. But Mariam fought battles inside herself, battles Adil could not yet understand. One evening, the library was closing when Mariam finally said the words she had been afraid to voice. Adil, this, whatever this is, it can't work. Society won't accept it. My family won't. Yours won't. People will call me names. They will say you're just infatuated. They will say I trapped you. And what do you say? He asked quietly. She looked at him with trembling eyes. I say, I'm afraid. He gently held her hand. Then let me fight those fears with you. I'm not asking you to marry me tomorrow. I'm just asking you to let this feeling live. Don't kill it before it learns to breathe. Her heart cracked open. Tears slipped down her cheeks, not from weakness, but from the overwhelming kindness she hadn't received in so long. But challenges arrived soon, as they always do. The first came from Mariam's ex-husband, who suddenly reappeared, trying to manipulate her into believing she still needed him. He laughed when he learned about Adil, mocking her, calling it ridiculous and pathetic. His bitterness dug into her insecurities, making her question everything. The second challenge came from Adil's mother, who couldn't understand why her young son was spending time with a woman old enough to be his aunt. She feared people's judgment, feared the whispers of relatives, feared the gossip that would follow them. The third challenge was internal: the age gap. Mariam worried she would hold him back. Adil worried she would push him away. Both loved each other, but love often trembles beneath the weight of fear. One day, after a particularly painful argument with her ex-husband, Mariam told Adil to stop coming. You deserve someone who can give you a normal life, she said, her voice cracking. He walked out of the library that day with a broken heart but an unwavering decision. Adil disappeared for a week. No calls, no visits. Mariam felt a strange emptiness pull her apart. She realized the silence hurt far more than the judgment of society, far more than her fears, far more than her past. Then one evening, as she locked up the library, she found Adil waiting outside with a small, trembling smile and a stack of letters in his hand. I wrote these every day, he said, not to give you, but to remind myself why I love you. But then I realized, maybe you deserve to read them too. She opened the first letter. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't poetic, but it was honest. You make me feel like my life has meaning. Not because I'm young, not because I'm foolish, but because I've found someone who understands silence better than words. Someone who listens. Someone who sees me. Tears blurred her vision. She leaned against the door for support. Adil, why do you love me? She whispered. Because you taught me what real love is, he replied. Love isn't always between equals. Sometimes it's between two broken pieces that fit together. That night, Mariam finally allowed herself to accept what she had been pushing away. She realized age didn't measure courage, pain didn't measure worth, and the heart didn't care about calendars. Their relationship didn't become easy overnight. Her family protested. His relatives whispered. People judged them openly. Their worlds collided, shook, and reorganized. But every time the world tried to pull them apart, their bond grew stronger. Adil worked part-time and studied while spending as much time as he could with Mariam. She supported his dreams, encouraged his goals, and helped him believe in his own strength. Their love became a safe place, small but powerful, fragile but fearless. Years passed like soft rain. Adil matured into a thoughtful man. Mariam bloomed into the happiest version of herself. Their love was no longer a secret or a shock, it was something people eventually grew to admire. Something that proved hearts do not age. One evening, under a sky filled with quiet stars, Adil knelt down not with a ring, but with the same letters he had once written. "Mariam," he said, "I don't want a future where these letters are just memories. I want a life where every day feels like a new page. Will you build that life with me?" She covered her mouth, overwhelmed, not because she doubted him, but because she finally believed she deserved happiness. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, I will." And in that moment, the universe felt complete in a simple, beautiful way. Before we close, dear listeners of Whispers of Kindness, if this love story touched your heart, please like this video. Share it with someone who believes in love. Comment your feelings below. And subscribe to our channel so we can keep bringing you these emotional stories that speak to the soul. Love isn't about age. Love isn't about timing. Love is simply about two hearts that choose each other again and again despite the world, and that choice is everything.